X-Men Origins Wolverine movie review. Anyways, I went and saw the X-Men movie, X-Men Origins Wolverine, and I liked it. And I know there's a lot of people out there's people out there that did not like the movie. There was people out there that said that the movie was kind of that it didn't reach their expectations. But to be honest with you, I enjoyed the film. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was all right. You know, I've seen all the other X-Men movies before. I've read some X-Men books and Wolverine books, but I've never really been really in depth, really into the character as much as a lot of those other fans. I've been mostly a DC fan. I like Marvel characters. There's favorite Marvel characters that I like, but I'm mostly DC. Anyways, I've heard things on the internet, blogs, and around YouTube, that it wasn't well received and didn't have very good high expectations about it. But you know what? I liked it for what it was. It had the action. I thought Hugh Jackman did a good job, as Wolverine, as he usually does. So, I had no problem with it. I really didn't. I mean, I wouldn't say it was a great movie, but then again, I wouldn't say it was a bad movie either. I don't think it holds a candle to the first two X-Men movies, but I still think it was, for me, I found it acceptable. I mean, I thought it was a good movie, and the characters were pretty good too. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about the movie. So spoilers beware on this, because there's going to be spoilers in this review. There is going to be spoilers. So if you have not yet seen the movie and you're planning to, and you don't want to know what happens, you don't want to watch the review. However, if you've seen it already and you want to hear what my take is on it, or you just want to find out anyway, well, then you're welcome to watch. So I'm going to start off with the story, the very beginning of the story, and I'm going to, and then I'm going to gradually tell you about things that happen in the movie, and then at the very end, I'm going to tell you what my take is on the movie. Okay, so it starts out James Logan, Wolverine, and his brother Victor Creed, who will become later Sabretooth, run away together as children in the mid-1850s after Logan kills their biological father, who had murdered Logan's adopted father. Now, they can live a long lifespan. He and his brother can live a long lifespan. They stay young. They always are young. They're always healthy. They're always strong. They never age, it seems. And they have fought through all the well-known American wars, and eventually all the way up to the present. Or they get hired by a guy named William Stryker, who makes them into special forces guys, secret ops, stuff like that. And so anyways, there comes a time in James Logan's life, Wolverine, comes a time in his life that he wants to settle down. So he goes to Canada, lives out in the woods, gets a girlfriend, and becomes a lumberjack. Well, William Stryker pops up again and tells him, look, I need you for something again. I need you for another project. But Logan continues to insist that I'm done with that kind of life. I don't want to be a part of it anymore. So Stryker goes away, and then eventually what ends up happening is that James Logan's brother, Sabretooth, Victor Creed, murders James Logan's girlfriend, supposedly murdered. And what ends up happening is Logan goes after his brother. He wants to go after his brother. He's mad. He's upset, and he gets into a fight with his brother, and his brother gives him a whooping. I mean, really kicks his butt. And so William Stryker comes into the picture again and tells James Logan, he says, look, if you want to defeat your brother, I know how you can do it. I can make you invincible. I can make you defeat him. Well, that's what happens. They take him to this center, this facility, lab facility or whatever, and they infuse into him this stuff that's like I think it's called antenium, antenium or whatever, that it makes him strong, makes him invincible, makes him more powerful. And see, before he got that infusion, he always had bone claws that came out, sharp bone claws. But with the new thing that they put into him, those bone claws turned into metal claws, steel claws, and so he became, he became something invincible. He goes after his brother. They get into a fight. Again, he gets the better half of his brother the next time around. But then Logan eventually goes after William Stryker, starts figuring out that he's behind some no good stuff, and his brother. It turns out his brother and his girlfriend and William Stryker are all both into the are involved just to get him in there, just to get James Logan into this place. So what ends up happening is that James Logan Wolverine fights the bad guys and stuff like that. Busts all the mutants. There was mutants in this place that they were doing testing on. They were all jailed inside this place. He busts them loose, frees them out of there, and then there's a confrontation between where Deadpool comes into the picture, and he fights both Wolverine and Sabretooth. He fights them both, and Deadpool ends up being a bad guy, and ends up getting killed, getting his head chopped off. I mean, I've never read Deadpool. I've never read a Deadpool comic book, but it just seems to me that the character deserves better than what they gave him in this movie. They made him a bad guy. Now, I don't know much about Deadpool. I believe that he's supposed to be a good guy, if I'm not mistaken. And they made him into a bad guy, and then they kill him. I mean, I don't understand why they do this in these movies. These comic book movies, they always kill off characters that are not supposed to have been killed. I mean, you look at the original Batman film, Tim Burton Batman film that came out in '89. Joker was killed. Batman Returns in 1992. Penguin's killed. Spider-Man, the Green Goblin is killed. Spider-Man 2. Dr. Octavius is killed. Spider-Man 3, Venom is killed. I mean, in movies they kill these characters who are not supposed to be killed. I mean, they live on through the comic books, so it's kind of ridiculous why they do this all the time. But I think that if you're a Deadpool fan, you got to be somewhat disappointed, on how they, brought that character to where they brought him, and then this all stuff happened. So, I was totally against that. They could have done much better, and the character deserves better than that. He's a badass character, so he deserved better. I give the movie a B minus. There's some things I liked about it, some things I don't. Some things I liked, and some things I don't. So I think B minus is a fair grade for the film, and I give it a mild thumbs up. So. I thought the film was okay. I thought it was good. So that's my review, and I will see you all later until the next review.